Before I even wrote the first sentence of this video, I stopped and asked myself a question most people avoid. Why do so many people call Sigma males mysterious, as if it explains anything? Why do they claim he's unreadable, unpredictable, confusing, and impossible to grasp? And the truth hit with the force of reality, not poetic, not soft, not comforting. A Sigma male isn't mysterious. People are just not ready for the kind of honesty he operates with. The Sigma male isn't hard to read, he's just not speaking the language of illusions most people live by. What they call mystery is actually clarity. What they call confusion is actually truth. What they call distance is actually honesty. What they call unpredictability is actually authenticity. The Sigma male doesn't hide. He doesn't mask. He doesn't play roles. He doesn't sugarcoat. He doesn't dilute. And because most people live behind layers of performance, projection, fear, insecurity, and social masks, meeting someone who refuses to participate feels mysterious. But the Sigma male's honesty is not for everyone. It strips away games. It reveals motives. It exposes insecurities. It brings light to places people would rather keep dark. So they label him mysterious, not because he hides, but because they do. Let's go deeper. The Sigma male is not a puzzle. He is not an enigma. He is not a locked vault with no key. He's simply a man who speaks the truth without decoration, without performance, and without apology. He refuses to lie to himself. He refuses to lie to others. He refuses to play emotional charades. His intentions are clear. His words are intentional. His actions match his thoughts. And this makes him stand out in a world addicted to illusions. When someone can't handle his honesty, they call him cold. When someone can't understand his standards, they call him arrogant. When someone can't predict his moves, they call him mysterious. When someone can't manipulate him, they call him distant. But the truth is simple. The Sigma male is only mysterious to those who aren't honest with themselves. This video explores 10 uncomfortable truths about why the Sigma male's mystery is nothing more than the world's inability to face raw honesty. 1. He isn't mysterious. He just doesn't pretend to be something. He's not. Most people survive through performance. They create versions of themselves for every environment, one for work, one for friends, one for relationships, one for social media. Their identity is patchwork. The Sigma male refuses to play this game. He shows up as himself everywhere. No edits, no costumes, no masks. People call this mysterious because they can't imagine living without the layers they hide behind. Authenticity looks strange to people who only know how to perform. 2. He isn't mysterious. His honesty is too sharp for people who sugarcoat everything. Most people can't handle truth. They want softening, cushioning, emotional wrapping paper, and emotional safety nets that protect their ego from reality. They want their illusions stroked, not shattered. But the Sigma male speaks truth in its rawest form, not to hurt, but to free. His honesty is direct, clean, unbent, and stripped of all the sugar-coating people rely on to keep their self-image intact. People mistake this for harshness. They mistake clarity for coldness because they're used to hearing truth only after it's been diluted, softened, edited, or padded with emotional disclaimers. When a Sigma male speaks, he bypasses all that. He speaks the version of truth people claim they want, but rarely survive. But in reality, his honesty exposes the lies people tell themselves, the stories they hide behind, the excuses they rehearse, the identities they cling to, and the illusions they aren't ready to outgrow. The truth isn't cold, it just feels that way when you've lived too long in comfort. 3. He isn't mysterious. He just refuses to explain himself twice. The Sigma male doesn't over-explain, over-justify, or over-defend. He says what he means once, clearly, calmly, and without theatrics. And because most people survive on repeated reassurance, repeated validation, and repeated emotional handholding, his one-time clarity feels like mystery to them. They're used to people bending, softening, rephrasing, and reshaping their truth to avoid discomfort. But the Sigma male doesn't do that. His words come sharpened, final, and unedited. This is why people misunderstand him. They think his short explanations mean he's hiding something, when in reality it means he has nothing to hide. They think his lack of repetition means he's distant, when in reality he simply respects his own voice enough not to waste it. They think his silence after speaking once is secrecy, but it's actually self-respect. He refuses to keep talking to people who only listen with half their mind. He's not hiding anything. He simply won't repeat himself for people who aren't listening the first time. His clarity shocks people who are used to confusion, and his finality intimidates those who depend on emotional echoes to feel secure. A Sigma male's words are few because each one already carries the truth. 4. He isn't mysterious. He moves quietly because noise exposes weakness. The Sigma male doesn't brag. He doesn't advertise. He doesn't announce his intentions. He doesn't seek applause. He doesn't warn people before he takes action. He moves with a kind of quiet certainty that comes from knowing his value doesn't need an audience. When he's building something, he does it in the shadows. When he's planning something, he guards it like a secret mission. When he's evolving, no one hears the sound of the transformation, only the results. Most people announce their moves because they need validation. They need the world to clap before they've even earned it. They broadcast their plans because they fear being invisible. But the Sigma keeps his moves silent because he needs results, not attention. He knows that noise attracts envy, sabotage, distraction, and unnecessary eyes. Silence protects momentum. What people call mystery is actually discipline, a level of self-control that most people never master, a refusal to leak energy, and the wisdom to understand that real power grows in private long before it shows in public. He's not hiding, he's simply not leaking. 5. He isn't mysterious. He sees through people faster than they see themselves. The Sigma male can read motives, patterns, insecurities, jealousy, manipulation, and hidden intentions with terrifying speed. His intuition is sharp. His observation is forensic. People who feel exposed around him call him mysterious because they can't understand how he sees them so clearly. The truth is simple. He doesn't guess. He notices. You're not intimidated by his silence. You're intimidated by what his silence sees. 6. He isn't mysterious. He doesn't need people enough to perform for them. Need creates performance. Need creates mass. Need creates manipulation. Need creates noise. But the Sigma male doesn't need crowds, approval, validation, reactions, or agreement. He's self-contained. He's emotionally independent. He's whole without an audience. People mistake this wholeness for mystery. The less a man needs, the more the world calls him mysterious. 7. He isn't mysterious. He says what others are afraid to admit. The Sigma male speaks the truths everyone knows but no one says. He acknowledges the patterns people avoid. He calls out dynamics people ignore. He voices thoughts most are too scared to face. People call this mysterious because they mistake courage for secrecy. But the Sigma isn't hiding. He's simply unafraid of the truths others bury. Honesty sounds mysterious only to those who live in denial. 8. He isn't mysterious. He doesn't chase so people think he has something to hide. The Sigma male doesn't chase friendships, relationships, approval, or attention. He walks away from anything forced, fake, draining, or misaligned. And because the world is used to men who cling, beg, explain, or chase, his detachment looks like secrecy. But the truth is brutal. He's not mysterious. He's uninterested. His distance isn't confusion, it's clarity about who deserves access. 9. He isn't mysterious. He just doesn't speak until he has something worth saying. Most people talk to fill silence, calm insecurity, or gain attention. The Sigma male talks only when he has something meaningful to express. He doesn't waste words. He doesn't participate in shallow noise. He doesn't engage in empty conversations. So people assume he's hiding thoughts. But the truth is simple. He's thinking while they're talking. Silence from a Sigma isn't emptiness, it's precision. 10. He isn't mysterious. His honesty requires a level of self-awareness most people don't have yet. A Sigma male's truth isn't soft. It isn't indirect. It isn't diluted. It forces people to confront parts of themselves they've avoided. Most people aren't ready for that level of honesty, not from him, and not from themselves. So they call him mysterious to avoid admitting the real problem. They aren't ready to meet someone who refuses to lie. A Sigma male isn't a mystery, he's a mirror. On a final note, the Sigma male is not hiding, he's not coded, he's not enigmatic, he's simply honest in a way most people aren't prepared for. His words are clean, his actions are intentional, his presence is truthful, his silence is meaningful. People call him mysterious because they don't know how to interpret someone who isn't performing. People call him confusing because they don't understand someone who doesn't manipulate. People call him unpredictable because he doesn't follow the emotional patterns they're used to. But the real truth is this: the Sigma male is the most transparent man you will ever meet if you're ready to handle the truth he lives by. Most aren't. He's not hiding behind mystery. He's standing in honesty, and most people are blinking.